breed.
So
Yeah.
where you all based at?
Uh,
What's good, big dog? It's your boy Dre, and this is Samurai Kennels Season 1, Episode 6, The Flirt Poll. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and share because we need your help to grow our channel to over 10,000. That's the goal, and we can't get there without y'all. Salute and enjoy the show.
Okay, let's go.
All right, y'all. So peep game. In this episode right here, I'm taking Saki to the baseball field that I like to work out at, and I got my son being my cameraman. We're gonna take Saki out and do 10, 15 minutes of flirt pole work, show you kind of what that looks like, as well as utilizing the brake stick and give you some do's and don'ts that I messed up on my workout in. I wanted to keep it as raw as possible, so I wanted to have as little cutscenes as I could have in this video to make sure that you guys can really get the holistic picture of what it looks like when we go out and work our dogs. Saki is pretty well trained, so I begin with him in a downstay, and then of course once I'm ready for him to attack the flirt pole, then I simply release him, and you'll see that here. So he attacks the flirt pole, or excuse me, he goes after the flirt pole, and we just start flirting with him. My flirt pole is a 6-foot PVC pipe. Shouts out to Pelican Bay Canines. It was actually him that I saw utilizing a PVC first on YouTube. I'm not saying that he's the first one to do it, but that's the first channel I saw doing it. And so I like that idea, and I took the hides that we sell here at Samurai Kennels and put something together with mine. When I originally made it, I had a 2019 Dodge Challenger, and I didn't have enough room for a 6-foot flirt pole to fit in there. So I ended up having to take 2-foot segments of, I want to say I used an inch and a quarter PVC pipe and some couplers. So every 2 feet there's a coupler on my flirt pole, and I can extend it or shorten it as much as I need to make my workouts work. But I like the 6-foot range because it gives me the maximum amount of range. Now, a mistake that I made here with my dog was I actually had him run into me, and I also have him running over in an area where there's some divots in the ground. Please don't do that with your dog. I know I did it here, but this is one of those things where it's do as I say and not as I do. My dog's pretty durable, but even still, I don't want to put him in a position to hurt himself, so I shouldn't have done that. And then obviously he caught the hide, so he's working that hide, and that's okay. A little bit of tugging is fine, but now I got to get out my brake stick and get him off of this hide because the goal is not for him to do tug work today. The goal is for him to do flirting. But yeah, he's just being a bulldog and exercising. And of course, whenever he catches a prey, a rabbit, whatever it is he's going to catch, I expect him to grab it and have the same level of intensity with that prey animal. But right now, that's not the purpose of this exercise. So I got to get him off. I got to get him off of my flirt pole so we can actually go back to flirting. Now, what's taking so long is obviously he's pulling away from me because I'm trying to fight with my backpack to get my brake stick out. And once I get the brake stick out, I'll be able to go over and break him off of there. But you got to be careful because this is a good place to get bit at if you're not careful. The dog's trying to regrip and take the flirt pole away from me, so I got to get him in a position. There we go. I was able to get him in a position where I could work the brake stick in. Now he's intent on keeping this flirt pole or this hide in his mouth, and so just like Mr. Richard Garcia taught me, I was breaking differently before Mr. Garcia taught me this. But before I was taking my brake stick and going toward their back teeth, their molars. But actually now what I do is I kind of just insert the brake stick just behind their canine, and when they go to counter or regrip the hide, that's when I just turn the brake stick 90 degrees to the right or left and create a barrier for them to be able to chomp down on it. I also gave him a downstay and Of course, me being goofy, he caught the flirt pole again. Now, for cardiovascular exercising, I don't want him catching this. So this is another flaw in my workout strategy here, but it's it's on me. It's never the dog's fault, and it's always your fault in situations like this. You have to make sure that you are responding to the dog's body and his speed and abilities. So once again, I'm having to use the brake stick to get him off of there and to get back to the workout we intended to do. Now, if you're watching this channel and you never have those problems, good on you. Maybe your reflexes are faster than mine, or maybe your dogs are just better at chasing than following something and just staying there. But yeah, in this situation right here, I definitely wanted to make sure that I had the opportunity to flirt my dog and enjoy it. I love my dog, Saki. He's super, super intense, but at the same time, he can be really, really laid back when I need him to be. He's also pet weight right now. He's super fat, in comparison to what I normally keep my dogs at, but that's okay with me because I don't have any competitions coming up that require him to be conditioned or in a very, very athletic shape. So he's just winter weight chubby. But I still work him and still keep him in shape. So when I do tone him down or take his weight down, he still has all the muscular structure that an American Pit Bull Terrier is supposed to have. Got distractions going on in the background, got a train going by, and he's still working. Now, for me, I like to kind of use my body as a cat meal and kind of have him going in circles around me. And that's why I like the longer flirt pole. But for some of y'all who have shorter flirt poles, you might want to, I don't know, kind of do the back and forth thing, side to side, just to keep the dog from targeting you or running into you so much. But the whole cat mill kind of ideology gives me the maximum amount of sprinting distances for my flirt pole work. And as you can see, he's just enjoying the work. I'm not forcing him to do this by any means. And for all of y'all Karens out there, no, I do not train my dogs or condone in any style or form of illegal dog fighting or violate any animal rights or welfare acts. This is simply a way to exercise my dog legally, lawfully, and safely. I'm in the confines of a fenced area, and as you can see, my dog is totally focused on playing with me and our toy, and he's not drifting off to my son or any of the passerbyers or even distracted by the train. And that's kind of important to me. That's kind of big that my dogs want to work so that they stay focused on the task at hand. That's what we breed here. That's what we breed for here at Samurai Kennels. And any dog that I put out that doesn't meet that standard is not an old yeller dog. It's just simply a dog that's bred by an old yeller dog. Just like the dogs of the past, every puppy in the litter might not be a game. Every litter might not make the cut, or every puppy in the litter might not make the cut. But the ones that do, that's the ones that I want to make sure are going to the right people, and so that other people can see and enjoy the kind of dogs that we enjoy every day here at Samurai Kennel. As you can see, he's still going. Got a lot of slobber coming out right now, but that boy ain't got no quit in him. He doesn't have any quit in him, and I love him for that. He makes me work harder. He pushes me. And then, as you can see, even though he's totally intent on getting the flirt pole, I was able to get a little bit of training in right there. Not a lot, just just a couple of movements to make sure that the dog is still able to go into and out of drive as I need him to, in order for my dogs to maintain the high level of training and discipline and obedience that we require of them. I didn't keep track of how long we went for this flirt polling session, but I was just happy to get out with my dog and work him. But I'd assume it's probably 9 to 10 minute flirt pole session, and this is really good for just tiring the dog out and making sure that you have a dog that has all the exercise needs met throughout the day. When I'm working toward like a confirmation show, I don't typically flirt every day. My split is typically I'll do flirt, and then I'll do like road work, or now that I have a mill work, and then I'll do spring pole and then road work or mill work, and I just alternate, some kind of like muscular or like fast twitch muscle exercises, and then I'll go into a more of a long distance aerobic exercising, and I rotate that 6 days a week with the 7 day rest, and my 4 week heat that I use for show conditioning and protection work conditioning. So this would be this is probably about the same length as a typical workout. As the 4 weeks progress, they get progressively longer, so they go from 5 or 10 minutes to up to 20 minutes on the flirt pole. And one thing I really liked about this scene, what I'm glad my son captured, is my dogs don't carry their tails high like this. My dogs normally carry their tails, they carry them low. But my dog was so prideful, and he's so dominant that after he finally won the flirt pole and I let him have it, he's doing a high carry. Just look at the pride in this dog, the dominance. He's saying that's mine. I did that. Proud of my dog, man. And so finally we just ended this session out. Like Brother Big A has been doing a lot of scent work with Michonne, so I decided I would attempt some scent work with Saki. This is more sight work right here. I wanted to teach him the game. So I took a smaller hide out. I keep a smaller hide that I can clip on and do like impromptu spring pole work with in my backpack. And that time I just want him to see what the game was. So I took the hide, I let him see it, and I just threw it a little distance away so he could kind of understand, okay, I want you to find this hide. In the next portion of the training, what I do is I have my son take the hide about 100 to 150 paces away, where it's not visible to the dog, and I kind of let the dog mosey along on over there to the hide and go find the hide. This is just to finish out the mental exercise of the dog and make sure the dog is getting all his physical and mental and emotional needs met before we take him back home today. Now, of course, I'm walking him on leash because I want him focused, but I'm telling him to seek. I want him to seek, and I want him to associate the word seek with go find whatever it is that I just had in front of you. So he's pulling me, and he finds it, and I cheer him on, good boy, and praise him for it. Then I'm going to have my son take the hide at greater distance and have him track the hide again at a greater distance. Now I'm telling my son to drag the hide because I want him to create what's called a scent trail. Now dogs can track or they can trail. Correction. A scent track. Tracking is when a dog's nose is to the ground. They're looking for disturbances in the soil or grass, and they are putting their nose down to trail where their quarry went. For a dog that is doing trailing work, scent trails whirl around in the air. I.e., you take a hunting dog out in the woods, a hound or whatever. If when a deer or a hog comes through there, even if that dog can't pick up the scent because they're in a swamp, the air and the scent of the animal itself gets the dog's attention, and those trailing dogs can find the animal from miles and miles away. That's why bloodhounds are typically used for search and rescue. But my dog, he found the hide again. I was proud of him. I let him chew on it a little bit. Then I out him off the hide, and I'm gonna have my son do it one last time for the greatest distance possible to ensure that the dog cannot visibly see the hide from his height at ground level. I'm also teaching my son how to create a trail so that my dog can track the hide as he goes along. I'm also walking Saki in the opposite direction so that he can't see where the terminal point is or where my son ends the track at. Now I release Saki. I tell him to go seek, and this time I'm not holding the leash because I want him to figure out the game on his own. As you can see, he's kind of putting his nose down and checking the area. And once he picks up the scent of the hide, he find it. Yes. And what I was really proud about was not only did he find the hide, but he retrieved the hide for me. So he actually brings it back to me. And man, I just really enjoy this dog, man. I can't say enough good things about my dog. I actually undersell him a lot when I talk about Saki and his his abilities. But he's a phenomenal animal, and I'm proud. I'm proud that I am able to share life with this dog. Um, he is 3 years old, so he's coming into his prime. He'll be 4 this upcoming August in 2025, and I got a lot of breedings planned with him because I want to put out enough dogs off of him that when he's when he's old and can't do it anymore, that I have his descendants on my yard. The old yellow dog is something I want to have for a long time. Okay, so this time right here, I was wrong, y'all. I told my son to do it again. I thought that was the last time, but I wanted my son to. I guess I wanted to do it some more. I'm actually doing this like live. I'm watching this. I'm watching my replay as I do my commentary. So uh, I just want to keep it raw and keep it as authentic as possible. With as few edits as possible, because you get into the editing thing, and what you're doing is you're just giving people a highlight reel of unrealistic expectations. But this is real time. I'm sitting here watching my own video and just talking about the things that I see in the video and the emotions that erupt from what's being seen in the video. All right. As you can see, I walk a different direction than my son. We create some distance. He records it, and I send the dog. He's looking for the hide. He's looking for the hide. Now the dog has figured out that my son has been hiding the hide. So I'm telling him to seek. I'm redirecting him away from my son, telling him to find it. And look, he finds the hide, and once again, he retrieves the hide and brings it back in my direction. So I'm really happy about this because a lot of times, uh, what this indicates to me when a dog will retrieve like that for his owner is that the bond is there. He trusts me that I'm not gonna abuse him or take away something that he earned. Just like if he catches a wild animal, I'll take the animal from him, skin it, clean it, freeze it for a couple of days to kill any internal or intestinal parasites, and we rock with it like that. But finally, I wanted y'all to see what this dog looks like, after he's been worked mentally and physically, and I wanted to get some. I wanted to get some footage of him just being a dog and moving around, so y'all can just see his body, like a nice wide structure. His legs are not as dense as I'd want, but I've been talking to kennels that have dogs with a little bit more dense bone structure. But other than that, man, like this dog is a good dog to me, man, and I really enjoy this dog. Very very muscular. He produces dogs that look like and are just as muscular as he is, if not better. You can see that in Samurai Kennels Kamikaze. You can see it in Samurai Kennels 210s Michonne. But yeah, like remember how fat he was in the beginning of the workout, but just from that little bit of work, you're starting to see the ribs and his muscular contours are coming in because he burned so many calories. And for those of y'all who are familiar with the old days, the same thing would happen in the box back in the box days. A dog would start off one weight, but after working the dog and burning those calories, that dog could be several grams lighter. After doing some heavy work. So it's good to have some healthy fats in your dog for them to pull off of when they're working like this. One of the things that I really like about Saki is that if you meet him in person, he's not a very intimidating dog, but he can change from a very very like nice looking like friendly dog to a very very intense dog on the drop of a hat. But it's very very controlled and very balanced. That's the difference between. That's why I'm willing to use my dogs for protection work in the first place. The word yella in Arabic means to go. You can also use the word ro, which is also to go. But my dogs, I focus on teaching them in Arabic because I spend a lot of time with some Egyptian friends of mine from Sohaj and Luxor, Egypt. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. See you next time.
I need another one. I'ma roll it up and I light it up. I need another one. So put some more in my cup. I just need another one. I'ma roll it up and I light it up. I need another one. So put some more in my cup. I just need another one. 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 I just need another one.